Hello, I'm Michael
And I'm Jill.
for Michael and Jill's Travel Adventures. Click below to subscribe to our channel. I'm Michael.
And I'm Jill.
Here we are for another edition of Michael and Jill's Travel Adventures. Today we're going to talk about Air BnBs. That is one of the things that we have found that makes our traveling a lot more, what is the word that I'm looking for?
I don't know. I can't read your mind. Sorry.
I can't either.
Well, a lot of them that we pick are usually cheaper than it would be staying in a hotel, and they have a lot more amenities to them, more setup. Like we went to Yellowstone for a week, and we had his mom with us, and they had they didn't have a huge kitchen, they had a sink, they had a microwave, and so we were able to bring a lot of food ourselves in a fridge, and we would make our own sandwich just to be more cost effective because it was pretty expensive.
Hey, that word came back around again. My brain's just kind of a little
Okay.
off.
We're going to talk about
Memorial.
Oh.
You can remember more about the Airbnbs rather than staying at
Memorial. They're more memorable.
memorable. See,
I don't know. I don't know
if
I died tomorrow and he's making a memorial for me, then you know what happened. Well, we're just saying I know some people have talked crap about Airbnbs, just to be honest with you. We've learned now if we do it so much, look at the reviews, see if they're super host. Make sure you look at the fees. You know, some of them have crazy cleaning fees. I'm not paying as much as what I'm paying for a night there for a cleaning fee. We've had some awesome experiences, and we've had some doozies that hit us. It's just like a hotel. We've had the same thing happen with hotels. We've had some amazing ones that we've stayed in, and some that I didn't even hardly sleep that night.
One of our things, and this is our personal preference, our vacation doesn't really start until
he's talking about cruising.
For cruising anyway, our vacation doesn't start until we get on the ship. Now, so we don't like to pay when we're going on a cruise. Don't like to pay $200, $300, $400 a night for a hotel room when we're getting that 7-day cruise for $400 a person. So we try to stay $100 $100 a night if we can. And a lot of times the Airbnb gives us the flexibility to have that or stay under that. We've had some that we stayed in. First one we ever did, we stayed in, it was $35 a night.
It was weird though. It was actually a room in somebody's apartment, and unfortunately, I was very uncomfortable with the situation. When we left to go somewhere, it was like telling mom and dad, "Okay, we'll be back at this time." It was probably a lot more chill than what it was to me. We had another one where we did stay in a basement in somebody's house, and
they had created about 6 or 8 rooms in the basement so that he could gain money to finish out this 1,500 square foot deck on the 3rd floor of his house.
For retrospect with me, I live Arkansas, Texas is the only places I've lived, and we don't have basements like you do in the Midwest and those places. It's kind of weird since we have tornadoes like crazy, but we don't. So that was my first time ever sleeping in a basement. Somebody had fallen asleep, and I was watching Law and Order. So there was a huge combination. But after that, when I found out, we have stayed in other people's basements in their homes, but we had our own entrance. We didn't have to use the main entrance to the house. So I'm more comfortable with that than having to use an entrance that's for everybody. Personally,
we've stayed in some really cool places, and it's just, if we can find it, we prefer to stay in an Airbnb versus Motel 6 or something of that sort. But we just wanted to throw that out there. Of course, you've seen the pictures by now of places that we have stayed. And
well, on our way home today from going to church, we were trying to rank them. which one of our most favorite experiences, we actually stayed in the middle of the desert in a cabin. We had no running water. You had to go to an outhouse and they had a outdoor shower, but they had the Navajo tacos. Is that correct?
Indian tacos.
Indian tacos, and the people that had the Airbnb, actually you could order them, so that's what we had for dinner, and they were amazing. One of our least favorite was a single male had it was an upstairs attic,
Yeah.
attic apartment, and his cleanliness standards were not as up to mine, which I have stayed in hotels that were dirtier than what that was, but it was not a really nice evening for me.
And, it's hit or miss. But again, when you go, if you stay in a Motel 6 or something along that sort, they all look the same. Once you get in a room, you can't really remember this room from that room. And at least in our experiences, we can go through and, well, you remember that one where they had
no hot water, or
no hot water,
or they did the river dance at 3 o'clock in the morning. We had that happen.
Or we had one that had every phone charger that you could think of. They had just everything.
Amenity you can think of that you would need away
Good,
from home.
Different.
Basically, you could walk in with just your clothes that you need to change into, but they had everything else you needed, and those are neat. But I do want to say, if you're watching this and you're cruising out of Galveston, we do know an Airbnb. It's in somebody's house, and I am breaking my rule about using the same entrance, but they actually live in a different part of the house. Very affordable, and it's very nice and clean. It would be a great place to stay if you're just coming in that night before a cruise. So just hit us up if you want to know that information.
We even stayed in a 25-foot RV for a night in Galveston one time, and I think it was like $65 for the night, and it got us where we needed to be. It was a comfortable experience, and
as long as I'm able to shower, brush my teeth, and wash my hair, and do all that the next day, we're good.
But I think we've talked about all of the Airbnb stuff. We'll have the pictures rolling, of course, in the background, which you will have seen by the time you hear my voice on this. But for Michael.
And I'm Jill.
Michael and Jill's Travel Adventures.
See you later.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.